I've shredded the chicken that I cooled and cooked, seasoned with salt and pepper. See, look how good that looks. So we've got the chicken. Now we've got mushrooms, onions, and garlic with some thyme and white wine. Perfect. Ooh, I think the linguini are telling me something. They want out. Okay, let's get that all out. And we're gonna toss it. Now the heat from the linguine will reheat the mushrooms and the chicken. And don't worry, all of this is going back in the oven, so it's mostly all cooked, but just in case, it's all gonna get reheated. Now, for the great little bechamel sauce. Perfect. It's warm but not hot. We're gonna pour it all over the top. Look at that. Doesn't that make your mouth water? Woo! These guys are the luckiest guys in town, I tell ya. That's music to my ears. Perfect. So now, I'm gonna add some parsley. You don't have to, but I love it. Fresh parsley, a little brightness, a little fresh flavor in your mouth. We'll throw that right on top. And I like to add some peas. They're thawed, and I don't need even to cook them. And the heat will just slowly make them perfect. So there's no need to throw them in any boiling water, because you don't want to overcook them or else they get sort of chewy and not good. Okay, so that was about 3/4 cup of frozen peas. I'm just gonna pour this whole mixture into my buttered baking pan. Now for the topping. Breadcrumbs. And I'm using Italian-style store-bought breadcrumbs. I'm not making my own. Oh, that's plenty. Breadcrumbs and some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano Reggiano, because you need a little cheese right on top. And we're gonna mix that together with our hands and just pour it right over the top. So you've got a nice crust on top that's thick. It's not just a really thin crust. If it's too thin, it'll get wet. And we're gonna dot it with a little bit of butter. And the butter helps create that a dark brown crust. You know, that was my favorite part to eat as a kid. I didn't even care so much about the inside of the pasta. I just wanted the crust. Okay, that looks like enough butter. This is gonna go in a 450-degree oven for 25 minutes. And by that time, the boys will be back from their bike ride. After a tough workout, don't forget your reward, dessert. My raspberry almond tart is worth working up a sweat for. I fill a light puff pastry shell with fresh whipped cream. It's crowned with juicy fresh raspberries. A light dusting of cocoa powder finishes it off. Raspberry almond tart is healthy and heavenly. I love the convenience of puff pastry. You can find this puff pastry in the frozen section of your grocery store. It makes making dessert so easy and so much fun. We're gonna take one of these sheets, and you wanna thaw it just a little bit. And we're gonna just fold it like that. And what I wanna do is cut 3/4-inch borders on the sides of the puff pastry, as straight as possible. Go down each side. Take it off that side as well. And this marble board keeps the puff pastry cold so it doesn't stick or melt. And just apply a little bit of pressure, and we're gonna make it into a nice square. Now, what I wanna do is I have one egg that I've beaten. I just want to brush the edges here because we're gonna put the sides back on. And just use your fingers to help you along. Make sure that they stick together. Press it down, stick together. The egg will act as a glue to help that happen. It creates a nice border and holds in all the filling. Now, I'm just gonna brush the edges because I want them to turn nice golden brown in the oven. So I want the guys to ooh and ah over it. I'm gonna take my fork and prick. Just help the sides back up again. I'm gonna bake it in a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes, and when it's cooled, I'm gonna fill it with an almond raspberry filling.